Hi, this is Gifty Etc. from giftyetc.blogspot.com. I made a few changes to my Boston Franklin Covey compact planner lately, and so I wanted to show you what those were. They're mostly changes in function, and that's, of course, what's usually interesting to people. So this is just a few things that I've done that I've already talked about in my blog mostly, but I wanted to give you a heads up. So first, see these little tabs. These are little tabs that I use as top tabs in my planner whenever I need them for temporary things, for things that don't require a permanent tab, but I might be actively working on this week. So maybe my Christmas list might get one of these tabs, and then after December, the tab goes away. The first page of my planner is almost always my grocery list, unless it's the day that I'm going grocery shopping. And you'll see not only is my grocery list sort of divided up by category, so non-food items, frozen food items, that sort of thing. And I write in it as I think of things. As I run out of cereal, I write cereal in the grocery list, but I also do things like go check the cartwheel, the percentage off, the phone coupons at Target. Make sure I have my bags because Target gives you 5 cents back for every reusable bag that you use. Sale prices, and add things as I create my menu for the week. Using this little checklist that I just recopy each time I go shopping. I go shopping about every 8 to 9 days. And you'll see I even write the dates when I go shopping, any prescriptions I need refilled while I'm there. So there's quite a system to the shopping list, but it's always the first thing because when I'm cooking and I suddenly run out of cooking oil or get really close to running out, it needs to go on this list. All staples need to. I have some little papers that I just double hole punched and use as scrap paper. I got these 160 pages for $1 from Big Lots. And they're all different colors. I want to point out the double punch. So because I hole punch these on both sides using my 6-hole punch, I am able to simply, if I make a note on something, maybe extra notes for part of the week, I might have my daily page here and my extra notes here, or vice versa. Maybe it's a Thursday and I want to have my daily page right here on the green side and my extra notes right here on the orange. I can always do that. So that's a little trick that I have, and very cheap kind of inserts for the planner. Here you can see my tab here. Here's my projects page. I don't have very many active projects right now, but the reason that I don't have very many active projects is because it's Christmas time and I've got lots of other stuff to do. As always, I put a piece of washi tape right here and make myself a project index. So the projects are just, as I get a new project, I go to the back of the project pages and I just add it right there in back of the project pages. So they're in order. So the blog project is the first one. The weight project is the second one, and it's going to be somewhere over here. And they go just down the line like that. But of course, anything that starts with a B would be right here in the front, like blog. So you'll see my blog notes are right here under B. And then if I'm looking for something that starts to say an X, like my Christmas list, I can have it right here and look at it. I do want to show you my Christmas planning. I can't show you all of it because obviously I don't want you to know what I wanted for who. And you can see over here on this side, it's the end of my weight loss planning, and it has the schedule at the YMCA, at the local Y, so that if in the middle of the day I can go work out, I can just check the schedule and see what class I want to go to. So here's my Christmas planning. And something else that I've talked about in my blog is that I just use one number. So the 4th means I have to get my dad's birthday gift by the 4th day of December. The 24th means we're exchanging on Christmas Eve. Things that are due for the 25th are things that I'll be exchanging with my family on Christmas Day. I have some things on the 18th, so the teachers that I'm buying for school, the 18th is my kid's last day of school. So you'll see how I just have this simple bought, or the little dot means in progress. I bought some of the gift, but not all of the gift. And then I have a wrapped column. I hope to have a lot of checks on this at the end of today. So that's sort of how I deal with my Christmas project. Now behind here, I can't show it to you, but I have Christmas list for my kids, Christmas list of what I've actually bought. So where it says I bought something for my dad, I can look up what I've actually bought on another page. But I don't want to write it all here because that just gets too complicated. And it's not something I could keep track of. And so this is my main page for making sure that every single person has a gift. Next is my task section. I'm not even going to look at that much because it's only a master task list. It's just things that I need to do someday, maybe whenever I get time. My actual tasks are going to be here in my calendar section, and this is the meat of my planner. So in my calendar section, you'll see that I have some of those little extra tabs I told you about. And in my calendar section, I prefer them on the side. The reason is because I use my today page marker. So you'll see my today page marker, and that helps me to keep track of where I am on my calendar. Now I've changed some of these dates so that they're not right, and I'll go back and fix them after, but I wanted to show you. I have a little list of daily things that we do. I'll put it a little bit closer so that you can see that. So there's a little list like on Mondays at 2:45, there's carpool, and I have to check Edline online. These things I don't recopy onto here. I do use them when I make my daily plan, if a day is busy and I have to use a daily plan. But those are just the daily things that have to happen. For the most part, those have little alarms on my phone that remind me to do them. And then the monthly pages, I'm going to show you right here. I really try to just put the time. So at 4 on the 8th, the boys have to go to the dentist. Very carefully just put the time. As little as possible. On Sunday, I do put 9 a.m. And the reason I'm going to tell you on Sunday that it's 9 a.m. and not just 9 is because theoretically, I could have something on a Sunday night at 9 p.m. But there's no way I'm having something at 4 a.m. So all I need is a 4 right there in that calendar. And I think that's something that you can just sort of read my blog and see why I use just that single number. Now here's my weekly pages, and I have all my weekly tasks are written down. A couple hints: due dates are written the day before something's due or the last day when I could do it, and they're always right here in this column. This is my must do column. So tomorrow I must do at home. See that little context code, that H? So that's the task notation. H is my superscript telling me my context for doing the task. So at home, I need to make my grocery and prescription list. And you'll notice that is circled, and that is circled so that I know it gets recopied to the next week once it's done. I do keep a running task list right here. I don't keep a lot on it because most things are scheduled. But again, I have a context code right in front of each task. So this one must be done at work, these 2 at home, these 3 on the computer. And I have a list of things that are either owed to me or that I owe to someone. At means they owe them back to me. To means I need to give, for example, my sister $5 for my dad's Christmas present. So I keep this running borrowed list so that I can keep track of those things and not worry that I haven't paid someone back or they haven't paid me back or whatever. I use only on busy days the Quaveris sheets right here for daily stuff, and right on top it allows me to have my schedule, this list of tasks or today's must-dos, this list of tasks or today's would like to do's. If I need to leave the house with anything, it goes in this bar. Down here I have any notes, and then I always have a reminder to do my daily chores list, and I'll show you that in just a second. But I circle it so when I'll recopy it for tomorrow. You'll see that this is a Monday. So this is Monday, December 1st. And right here, I've scratched out Monday, December 1st as I transferred it to my daily page. So I won't look back at my calendar or my weekly pages until tomorrow because I've scratched out what I don't need. Now, let me show you at the end of this month section, I have budgets and my chores. Okay, so for my chores, let's do that part first. Put it where you can see it. Here's my chores. I try to put it as close as I can to the chores list So you can see that's my list of chores. And then over here, right next to my chores list, I have a little thing that I will highlight when I work out. I'll highlight when I blog. I'll highlight when I take out food for supper tonight. So I also have a daily sweep around the house where I just pick up things out of place, doing dishes and laundry every day, keeping track of my calories, a 15-minute quick clean, and prepping my kids for the next day. And as I do each thing, I'll just highlight a little box right here so that you can see that I've gotten my stuff done. For the month, I have monthly things I do. Let me move that so you can see it. I have monthly things that I do, and I just keep them on a list and highlight them as they get done. Next is my budget planner. And for my budget, all I do is I write the amount, and then under it, as I put the date, so maybe 1 for the first day of December, Target, or Walmart, or Best Buy, or whatever, and then I'll put the amount, and I'll just keep subtracting and try to stay within budget for the month. Don't be deceived by this high number in our budget. That's only for Christmas. The rest of the year, our budget is much less money than that. And that does not include things like the mortgage or electricity or things that are automatically taken out. This is everything else. This is everything that's not automatically paid each month. Okay. I do have January pages in here already. That's because it's the next month, and I think it's a good idea to have those pages. A little tip. I had an extra week because I use undated pages, and December has the start of January right at the end of it. So I had an extra week. I just staple it closed so that I don't accidentally open to that extra week, and I can go straight into where I'm going to make my little chore chart. I've revised my future pages a lot, and I'll show you that in the next couple of days. So be on the lookout for a future pages announcement. This is Gifty Etc. at giftyetc.blogspot.com, and I'll see you on my blog and also when I come back to tell you about how I use those future pages.